Hey guys, welcome to another week of the Virtus Performance Podcast. Cheers to all you guys for hanging on for the last 60-something weeks. It's been an absolute pleasure to be able to continue to provide some sort of value, I hope. That's the intention anyway, is to add some value and contribute to your day, whether it be some learning or whether it be a chance to zone out and switch off. Today's episode is with Sam Kane. So Sam is a CrossFit coach. He's a strength and conditioning coach, and he's someone who I had the pleasure of meeting about 10 minutes before this podcast started. So this was a cool conversation to dive into what he does, why he does it, and to actually talk a little bit of coaching shop. I guess coaching is my first love, and except for KP, coaching is my second love. Except for football, coaching is my third love. Yeah. So this podcast is obviously heavily based around individual stories and lessons and learnings and growth around life in general, and not just the coaching sphere. So today's podcast, although we touched on a few of those subjects, it was really cool to actually dive into some coaching theories and to touch on, you know, all the stuff I actually spent 4 years at uni learning. So yeah, let's get stuck in. My personal and business goal is to be just a little bit better every day. I believe everyone, especially normal people, have a story to tell. The Virtus podcast exists to help us all find small ways of consistent improvement by discussing the journey and experiences of each of our guests. Anyone that's like stupid intelligent like Elon is, you can just like see their cogs turning whenever they answer a question, or you know, it's not like they don't blurt out an answer. They just throw it out.
If you didn't know who he was, it'd be hard to.
Well, that's the thing. There's heaps of context. Yeah. Like the uproar around the him smoking a little bit of weed at the end.
Yeah.
Was so fucking interesting.
Didn't his shares drop 5% or something?
Yeah. It's like 2.5 hours of just like gold.
Yeah.
Him going, here's how we're going to fix all the world's main problems, and then he just like a little bit of weed, and then that's the meme.
Yeah, no, that's true. And Joe Rogan didn't even know how to like get the answers he wanted out of him, because he would like skip. I remember he was talking about the traffic thing. Did you watch that?
Yeah.
He just wanted him to answer specifically how he got it done, but he's just he couldn't like portray it to him.
Yeah.
Like he just assumed everybody knew it. It was so interesting. He's so smart.
Yeah.
I love him though.
Yeah, he's a very interesting human. I love the bit where he's talking about the flamethrowers. He's just like, it's a stupid idea. I told people not to buy them, and we made $10 million off them.
It was good. I invested in his car batteries.
Did you?
Yeah. So PLS, the company that Tesla signed to do the batteries with, I jumped on a while ago. Made some alright money on it. Cool. that's why I've loved him for so long.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a very interesting dude. First question for you. Mm-hmm. What gets you out of bed in the morning?
My athletes. Yeah, so I coach probably 110 athletes a day.
That's a lot of humans.
Yeah. So 110 athletes a day, and I do all the programming, in charge of classes. So I feel like it is mine.
Yeah.
So even like this morning, 2 hours ago, I was watching them complete the class, and like I don't know, I enjoy it. I love like programming is like.
That's your thing? That's your jam?
I love it. So everybody that comes. Well, CrossFit's so competitive. There's CrossFit gyms popping up.
Yeah.
Every corner. And our one thing that everybody's saying that walk into our gym is like the program is so well thought, and there's hard days, there's easy days, that's where I feel everyone goes wrong. So in CrossFit, there's a bad name for us, pretty much. But that's just because it's a new sport, like any new sport. People are still learning. Yeah. But in the early days, everyone thought it was train as hard as you can every single day and don't even worry about your body. But just the simple rules. Like if you press 1,000 kilos a week, make sure you're pulling 1,000 kilos a week, and we emphasise just all the good stuff. Pretty much, it's just a structured program.
Yeah. How'd you get into coaching? Because we'll come back to that bad rap and the programming and stuff.
Coaching.
How'd you get into coaching?
Well, let's go back when I was 18 years old. I was a pretty good athlete, like soccer, basketball, things like that. I always liked that I was kind of muscular, right?
Yeah.
I know it sounds funny. One of my mates went to the gym. He got bigger than me, and I was like, man, I got to go to the gym.
Yeah.
So I went to the gym with him, and we did nothing crazy. It was just try to do as heavy as you can for 6 reps, and then try to turn it into 8. When we turned it into 8, we went up a weight. We just did that.
Yeah.
Got super strong. By super strong, like I was 69 kilos, back squatting 180 and stuff. I didn't even know that I was pretty good. And then I just loved it so much. Heard a radio like ad, called up, signed up. I've always just done things drastically. And then all I did was I met JP. You know JP? Yeah. I met JP. He's like, Sam, do a powerlifting comp. You're stupid not to.
Yeah.
Jumped to the powerlifting comp. Competed against JP. Came second.
Good.
Outbenched him. But that's alright. We'll take that.
Mate, even I can outbench you. and I'm not a lifter by any means.
I did.
Shout out to the goat, man. Where's me bell? There's a shout out bell.
Oh, God. Oh, that's where it comes from. Yeah, so I met JP, competed against him, was in this powerlifting world.
Yeah.
And then just drastically jumped into my PT course.
Yeah.
And then it just all fell together. I also, when I finished uni, when I finished high school, I didn't even know what I wanted to do. I did sport and exercise science without even knowing what it was.
Yeah.
So this all happened.
You're not the only one.
This all happened over that summer.
Yeah.
Like before uni started. So I signed up for the PT course. I didn't even realise that after 1 year I'm qualified anyway, pretty much. So I spent $3,000 on nothing.
Yeah.
But so I just drastically threw myself in there, competed, loved it, and then I didn't even know how like the whole rent issue and stuff worked. Yeah. Anyways, I found a job at a gym, like a local gym, like a normal coach paying rent, things like that. The difference about this gym was they're young blokes and they're XFC. There's like 5 of them.
Yeah.
And so I started working there, and I was one of 20 trainers. What happened was I ended up being the top trainer, so doing the most sessions, blah blah blah. I was the newest trainer.
Yeah.
All that stuff, and then there was a CrossFit site across the road. I didn't know what CrossFit was. I was like everybody else, CrossFit's stupid, blah, 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 you know the deal. And then the coach left, and then my bosses came to me and said, hey, you're pretty strong. Like, and they thought strong is CrossFit. Like, they didn't know. They still don't know what CrossFit is. Like, do you want this coaching job over there? I'm like, I've never done CrossFit in my life. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, we'll pay you. Like, you have set sessions you can book around. So honestly, I took the coaching job for money.
Yeah.
And then how it started was I became best friends with the other coach now. And the programming we had to tweak because I didn't do CrossFit. So on my days, we were doing the powerlift, squats, deads, and we were benching. We were benching in a CrossFit program. But that's only because that's what I knew what to do. Yeah. Exactly right. And then on the Thursday, Russell, the other coach, would do the Olympic lifts and the gymnastics work. Yeah. And then I'm like, I don't want to be the one letting us down here. So I went out and pursued everything. Olympic lifting, gymnastics, this.
Yep.
Now
so I'm going to start adding tools you talk about.
That's it. And now weightlifting is like my favourite thing in the world. Like I love weightlifting, love gymnastics. I'm trying to get better at coaching.
Yeah.
But I feel like you actually just need a gymnast. Like it's just so it's so specialised.
Yeah.
Like we've got a 14-year-old girl at my gym, and she knows more about gymnastics than me because she competes in it.
She's been doing it for 10 years.
And I said, I'm not going to try and fake. I'm like, hey, you're better than me. Go for it. And I ask her things. She's only young too. I'm like, when you're old enough, you can coach. It's just But
that's cool.
That's how I got into it. I was just really bad, and I didn't want to be the one that letting everybody down. So I jumped into learning how to O-lift, and now I write the programs, do everything.
How did exercise sports science kind of fit into that? In terms of, one, your growth as a coach and as a person, but also like, you know, balancing that with all of your coaching stuff.
So one thing, I was really sciencey at the start. Like it influenced me really early on.
Yeah.
So I had to justify everything, things like that, to the point where hard work was secondary. I was like, the programs have to be structured, things like that. Yeah. Over the last, I would say, year, I've realised that, I'm not saying sports science is not good. I'm saying that people overemphasize like some of the rules, and they take them so literally and things like that. Number one thing, you just got to work hard. And I think back to when I first started, I wasn't doing anything fancy. I was doing 6s and 8s, but I gave it 100%.
And you had consistency as well.
That's it. Every 6 days a week, 100% training, and I got so strong.
Yeah.
But the one thing I did learn from sports science was it is the personal growth thing, honestly. Having to wake up, having to study, learning off better people, mentors. That's one thing I got out of the degree.
Yeah. Yeah, good. I think it's an interesting degree because it's so generalised in terms of you get a bit of everything. And it doesn't really give you, okay, now, like, you know, you're doing an accounting degree, now you're an accountant. But sports science is like, all right, cool, now you know a bit more about how the body works, and
it's one of those things.
And a bit of coaching stuff and a bit of psych stuff, and good luck.
It's exactly right. It's like PT. Once you finish it's the only like course that you're expected to run your own business the next day.
Yeah. I think that's probably an issue with the way people look at it from the start, right? They go, okay, when I've done this, I'll be able to do it. Like, I'll be able to run my own business. And, you know, people go to uni to do a business degree to learn how to help someone run a business. And, like, PTs, it is a really interesting industry because whether you expect it or whether we expect it of ourselves, that we're going to be able to run a business.
I do want to dive into coaching PTs, though.
Yeah, good.
Because, well, for example, we have two coaches now that I've hired.
Yeah.
That were just, one of them was just a PT. Oh, they're both just PTs now I think about it. Both just PTs, one of them's really good at
That's just
CrossFit.
PTs with an asterisk, right?
Yeah. But they haven't gone to uni.
Yeah.
Just PTs, and they come in to do BT, and they just loved it. And if I saw that, I'm like, I'll help you.
Yeah, 100%.
I'll help you so much. He loved it so much. You should probably get him, Jack Clark, get him on your podcast, honestly. They just loved it so much, and I gave him everything, and now same thing. But I would love to get onto like a structure, because it's not rocket science.
Yeah.
Legit, if you've got okay business skills, you're a good people person.
Yeah.
And you make people work hard, and don't injure them, you'll do well.
Well, that's it. You keep them able to keep going to the gym, and you're like, cool, we're doing well.
And I don't like selling like BS. Like, I'm very honest with my clients.
Yeah.
It's like the whole diet thing. I don't touch diets. I hate it.
Yeah. Well, it's not your role, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's like back to the sports science plus working hard. I think it's like, I was talking to one of our interns the other day, because we were on like a 3-month mentorship program.
Yeah, I saw it.
And I was chatting to him, and I was like, you'll kind of go through the stages of going, just have a crack and try everything because you don't know any better, right? And then you start learning, you know, the contraindications to certain exercises or certain loading parameters or certain recovery stuff, and you're like, okay, fuck, we can't do this, we can't do this. And then you like you'll overcorrect and you course correct and you go way too far, and then you're so kind of suffocated in all the things you can't do, you forget that, oh fuck, we've just got to work hard and we've got to be consistent. And you know, the whole like there's no perfect program thing is spot on, but the perfect program is just something that you can do consistently. You can see progression, and you don't hurt yourself, and you fucking enjoy doing it.
Yeah, the perfect program is different for everyone. Prime example, we train, so the coaches, and we train on a certain program, Star Strength. Shout out to Star Strength. They do our programming.
Yeah.
We have a female CrossFitter who is better than all of us, but she hates it.
Yeah.
And she has gone backwards about 20%. She's probably going to kill me for saying this. But she has. She's gone backwards about 20%.
Yeah.
We have all increased by 50%.
Yeah.
But and we're all doing the same program. It's just not for her.
Yeah.
And I said this to her. I said, hey, look, your skills are really good. Your fitness, well, okay. She knows how to be fit, what she needs to do to be fit. She's strong. You need to sit down and write your own program. And it doesn't even have to be weak points. She doesn't really have weak points. Like, write what you like to do. She likes to do powerlifting, whatever. She likes to do burpees.
Yeah.
But that's one thing I have realised lately is enjoyment of the program, and hard work will send you so far.
It'll trump most things.
100%.
When you get to the like elite levels, when people are getting closer and closer to that ceiling, and then it's kind of like, okay, we've got to be really anal about what we're doing now. But for and genuinely 99% of not just general pop but athletes as well, they just need to be doing consistent, solid GPP.
100%.
And they'll get to where they want to get to.
I was listening to a podcast 2 weeks ago, and they're talking about an athlete. He's now a strength coach. I forgot his name. I'll remember some halfway through. I betcha.
That happens.
But all he did he's one of the most powerful, strongest dudes. I think he was a shot putter.
Yeah.
And his leg session was 10 by 10 on 5 exercises 3 days a week. So, for example, Monday he did 10 by 10 squats, 10 by 10 lunge, 10 by 10 leg press, 10 by 10 leg extension, 10 by 10 calf raise.
Yeah, that's going to get you strong.
He did that, he did that 3 times a week for 4 years, and he's a freak. Yeah. He's a freak. And all he says is like, I did not do anything special. I did hard work. I would not recommend that hard work for anybody, because everybody, like, I'd done GV before, and 10 by 10 squats killed me. But that worked for him, and he's a freak. Yeah,
and I think from a coaching point of view, as a coach, you should experience what GVT feels like.
The funny thing is, he actually said that. Yeah,
you should experience what that feels like. You should experience what 5x5 feels like.
Yeah.
Like
smell.
Yeah, like you should. Like as a coach, we're here to improve our athletes. Like, too many coaches are there to, we want to improve ourselves, but that comes, I don't know, for me that comes second.
It does too.
Because the athletes are there, they're putting time and effort and energy and resources into you to help them get where they want to get to. So they come first. So if you understand what the majority of it feels like, you've got that experience to be able to put them in the right position. Talk to me about your programming progressions from when you first jumped into CrossFit to how you, and I've been someone that's not enjoyed the way CrossFit's been programmed, but it's like any sport, it evolves, right? So now there's so many good CrossFitters and gym owners writing programs the right way, with touching on the sports science principles we know that are important. How has yours kind of adapted and grown? So
I would say just over this year, one thing I have introduced is a deload week every 4 weeks. So what we do, we obviously have 4 week blocks. So week 1 we'll work at this is for the strength, for example. This is very basic. Week 1 we'll work at an 8 RPE. Week 2 we'll work at a 9 RPE. Week 3 we work at a 10 RPE.
Yeah.
Deload. Yeah. Go again. Yeah. Then we have different phases through that. So for example, at the moment on a Monday we are doing a snatch comp, like a snatching. Then we do a really barbell heavy workout. Then on the Tuesday, what we're doing is we're front squatting, then an unloaded workout, so no barbells. Then on the Wednesday is like a deload day, so we're doing just rowing. Like yesterday we rowed for 40 minutes. So it was teams of 3 8-kilometer row. Right, and then we come in, we lift a heavy barbell again. So what I was doing early days was clean and jerk, front squat, deadlift. All the major lifts, right, through everything, and then our accessory work might have been, quickly before you leave the gym, do 3 by 10 band pull parts. And then, it's like people have lives, jobs, classes are running late, they've got to sprint out, things like that. So I've put more of the band pull parts stuff at the very start of class, and I've actually dedicated time to them and just educated my athletes, right? So every time we are doing band pull parts or dislocates or, I don't know, scat pull-up, something like that, I say, hey, we did this 2 days ago, it was really hard, things like that. And like, the boys did it. We have to do it too. Because one thing they always see on Instagram is us doing, I don't know, snatching a lot or clean and jerking a lot, just the highlights. They don't see the reverse hypers we're doing, all that stuff. But pretty much I like unloaded workouts are key. Yeah. And honestly, so is hypertrophy. A lot of athletes, or the general pop coming in, we call them athletes, aren't muscular enough at the end of the day.
Yeah, so their body's not as resilient as it needs to be.
100%. So we, and I also base everything off our athletes. So the program that we are doing at this current moment might not work for Schwartz, who is the biggest CrossFit gym because they probably have more elite athletes. What we have is more of intermediate beginner. So I'm making our intermediate beginner into advanced athletes. Yeah, and then when we are advanced, the program will change again.
Well, the program will evolve as your athletes evolve, but as you evolve as a coach.
That's exactly right.
Like if you look back to what you were programming 2 years ago, you're like, okay, there was bits and pieces that were right, but fuck, I was an idiot for doing that. And that, and that. And I did the same thing. It's just like
back when I was a powerlifter, I used to do like strength cons and stuff.
Yeah.
It used to be like, because I just didn't want to do metcons every day. Just because I was the typical powerlifter hating CrossFit. And then we'll do like strict pull up, rest 30 seconds, and we'll do, I don't know, reverse lunge, then some step ups, things like that.
I think it's a JP quote. He probably stole it from someone else, but just boring matters.
Yeah, well, I use it all the time.
Yeah. Like it's one that comes up like day in, day out.
Yeah,
it's like, you got to do the boring shit because that's what, it's like studying at uni. You don't just get the degree. You've got to do the boring stuff of rocking up to class and sitting in a lecture. And I think that in itself is a lesson to teach resilience and consistency and just to show up.
Yeah.
What if you could kind of explain your training philosophy or your coaching philosophy in 60 seconds? How would you do it?
60 seconds.
Yeah.
Training hard will now be first.
Yeah.
Right? So it used to be just train smart. That's what I was talking about before. Train hard. Oh, you've got me here. Let me think. Honestly, at the moment, it would honestly be train hard and have fun.
Yeah, good.
That's it. One thing I'm also doing is making the Metcons fun. So for people that know what a Metcon is, that's the CrossFit bit that everybody sees, the running around, the screaming,
going ham.
Making those fun, and they love it. The members love it. They walk in, they're like, all right, I'm going to beat you in this, or they're going to things like that.
It brings out that level of competitiveness.
That's 100%
between others, but also yourself, and like because you obviously know what you might have hit last week or the week before or a month ago.
People might not know this, but there's like an app called Waterfire. So when you do a class, you can put your scores in, things like that. So the scores are there, and you can see at the end of the day who came first, second, third. It's not competitive. Like it is competitive, but it's not. Everyone has fun. Everyone wants to do better. But you can see scores and things like see what people got, and we put our scores in too, so the members strive and things like that. But the fun Metcons is one thing that's growing our gym, honestly. Just making it fun. At the end of the day, the grindy, like I could say run a mile, do 800 push-ups, do this, do that. They'll hate it. Make it fun, achievable for them, and everybody gets better. Like I said, as long as they're working as hard as they can, they will improve.
Yeah, I like that. What's it like managing like 110 athletes a day?
So when I first started, there was 28.
Yeah.
There was 28 members. As we're getting bigger, now it's more of a team effort. So what used to happen was it was just sort of me and Russell, but now we also have 2 other coaches and a third coach that also does our computer stuff and all sort of the online stuff. But us being on the same page is all you need.
Yeah.
Legit, we have to have a sit down once a week and we say, this happened, this is where we want to go. And we've only introduced that recently and it's improved so much. The only reason why I did introduce that was because I think a couple of months ago, one of our athletes said, hey Sam, just letting you know, I've heard there's 3 different ways I should be doing this exercise. So it was a split jerk.
Yeah.
Right. And she said, you teach me this, Jack teaches me this, Josh teaches me that. And I'm going, crap, we cannot have this.
Yeah.
Meeting, bang. Yeah. We sorted it out. And then from there, haven't heard it since.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone being on the same page, you being organised, you have to be an organised person.
Well, as a coach, it's
you being organised.
Yeah, it's hard.
But same page is the key, especially with all the coaches.
Yeah.
Because I can write what I want on the program. If they don't know how to
execute it,
it's completely different. Yeah. So I like to tell them, hey, this is the phase we're in. This is what we're trying to achieve. Let's do it.
Well, then you've got an intention around every session.
100%.
And then the message that you're spreading to your clients is the same as what the others are.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. What do you think the most difficult, the most frustrating part about being a coach is?
frustrating. I would say the only thing that really frustrates me is this is going to sound funny. The people that don't listen.
Yeah.
By they're increasing. So you don't get better at lifting at maximal effort loads. Olympic lifting, you get better at 60%, 50%. Most members, 30%. The people that I help, I turn around and help somebody else, they've increased their load by 20%.
So what are you doing?
That's the only thing that frustrates me.
Yep.
But sometimes one of the other coaches said to me, "Hey Sam, they want to go a little bit heavier. This is, your opinion on this would be great. They're always like, they want to go a little bit heavier and they're thinking about leaving. Like, if you keep telling them to go lighter, they'll just go do that somewhere else."
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I was close to saying, well, I don't care. But we want to have our... Right? Yeah, this is how I want to run the gym. But then again, I want to improve everyone.
Yeah.
So we found a fine line. I don't know, what would you do in that situation?
Oh, it's actually a really good point, because it's something that comes up every now and again. It's like people will say, I want to do more like heavy strength work, or I want to do more conditioning work. And I think people will very rarely go to the doctors and tell the doctor what they need.
Yeah.
And we understand to a point what people need, but there's also what they want, and very rarely do they always match up.
That's true.
So I think my kind of philosophy around that is give them what they need, and then kind of sprinkle on a little bit of what they want.
Yeah.
So for example, the conditioning stuff, the way we program is kind of similar, but we have kind of 3 pillars to ours, or look at it like pyramid, right? We want like the bottom of the pyramid is just making sure everyone, like the movement side of things, everyone can move well, everyone can hit their range that they need to hit, control their range they need to hit, and then from there it's the strength and capacity stuff, and then from there it's the conditioning stuff, right? Like nothing fancy. But we program on a monthly basis where one of those 3 things will be the focus, or the intention for the month. Where like it's not like 90-10, it's it might be 40-30-30 or whatever. So this month's a heavy conditioning month. Like we had a member leave last month. We don't do enough conditioning stuff.
Yeah.
Like you're in twice a week. You're in Tuesday, Thursdays. Yeah. For this month, Tuesday, Thursdays are 2 heavier strength days. Wednesday's an unloaded day, Friday's an unloaded day, and Saturday's a loaded conditioning day. Like you missed the 3 conditioning days. So it's like it's a communication point thing from us to say these are the days where we hit those things this month, or it might be if you want to practice this, come in and do 1-on-1, or and for the strength stuff, I think it's important for people to, for that heavier side of things, it's important for people to experience what it's like to get stuck under the bar at the bottom of a box squat, and like if we're doing box squats occasionally, because especially because you've got members that have been around for a couple of years, you've got members that have been around for a couple of weeks sometimes in the same session. So I'll stop everyone, say we're doing 15 minutes working up to a heavy 5. I'll stop everyone for 3 minutes in the middle and kind of go, all right, we're all going to go one at a time, and we're going to sit, we're going to take away the tension, stay safe, making sure that we've got spotters, but you're going to feel what it's like to not be able to get up off the box. Yeah. And that ability for us to allow them to experience that just fills their cup in terms of what they know they can do and what they think they can do. So I think it's important to teach lessons. If someone wants to go heavier, let them go heavier, but within your bandwidth. Yeah. So you might go, all right, we're going to spot this person now. I know they're not going to be able to lift this, or I know they're not going to be able to lift it well. Yeah. And if you know they're not going to get hurt, if you know that you're going to be there to be able to coach them to a point where they can do it, where they can fail safely. Yeah. Then we do that. I hate people failing in like a box squat or a deadlift or something like that. But sometimes it's important for them to check their ego and it is an ego hit as well. And I think it's important. Like one of our rules, we got 10 rules on the wall. Rule number 5 is leave your ego on the hook. And it's become a bit of a because we used to have that same issue. We wouldn't let people lift heavier. Or like we're doing a back squat, and you see depth start to suffer as soon as someone starts going heavier, and it's just like go lighter. And then you show them what they're doing, and or say leave your ego on the hook, and they go, oh fuck, okay, I get it. or if you show them someone that is listening and use those examples, like I'm sure you'd have those people in the gym, you're just like, do what he's doing. Or at least pay, and I'm very big on getting all our members to help teach and coach each other, because the best way to learn is by coaching or by teaching yourself. So that I can say, look at Reese, how he's squatting. He's pulling himself to depths. He's driving out of it. It's not too heavy. He's got control, but at the same time, he's working at 80% of his fibre. And then they go, oh, yeah, cool. And then you show them a video of them doing it, and you're like, does that look like that? Yeah, no, it doesn't. All right, cool. Here's our bandwidth we're working in. Let's squeeze that up and get it closer and closer. It's an education point. But it's an empowerment point as well. I want our athletes to be able to understand what it's like to fuck up. As long as it's like fuck up safely.
And one thing I think is important too is you have to pick your person. So for example, I have, like last night, someone was, what we're doing, we were doing O lifts, and I was like to one of the girls, but she's one of my friends, and like she's a hard ass cop, things like that. Like, that was shit. Like, what are you doing? Like, that was, you threw that a meter out in front, bars going forward, things like that. And she's like, oh, okay. Like, that worked for her. But imagine I go, cry, leave the gym, bad review. Like, that's one thing as well. You got to learn how to. Finding videos is really, really helpful.
They see you, right? And we've intentionally got no mirrors in our gym, so it's not like, okay, look in the mirror, see how you're moving. Like, it's. I want you to feel it, but okay, here's some feedback afterwards to go see how you stuck your chin up super high there and put you into an extension pattern. Okay, we need to tuck our chin in this, or it's working out the right cues, like so that coaching ability comes into it. But I think the biggest thing is probably just knowing your athletes. And
that's so true.
And like being a coach is. Just really understanding, like we're big on it. We do an induction process for all new clients, like 3 sessions. Most of it's spent standing around talking about why they're there and filling out some goal setting stuff and working out, okay, what are your roadblocks that are stopping you getting there? And so if someone doesn't rock up for 3 days, I can kind of give them a kick up the arse and say, okay, you said you wanted this is why, rather than just, hey, where have you been? Because you're not here. And the same in the gym. It's just like, you've told me that you want to be able to back squat this or whatever. Or we're working towards a performance goal. What's going on. And I think, I love being able to use certain people who I know can take it as an example.
That's
yeah. So I'll yell at someone and literally just say, stop being shit. Or we got a bunch of little phrases we use all the time. One of them that I really like is, if you keep doing the stuff you suck at, or if you don't do the stuff you suck at, you'll always suck. Or that leave your ego on the hook. Rule 5 is a big one. Or just stop being shit. And you say it to one person, knowing that you're saying it to another person, and you use that as an example, knowing they can take it, knowing there's going to be banter, and it fixes everyone else in the group.
That's so true. I did it yesterday in one of my classes, like a wall ball. I was talking about how it's a skill and a strength thing, but more skill. And I was like, for example, Melly, one of my clients, can squat 180, but he can't do 40 wall balls in a row because he's shit at the skill. And everyone's like, oh yeah, that's true. He can squat more than me, but he's not good at wall balls. And I got to practice. I got to make sure I'm hitting the right spots, doing proper squats, and that. Everyone's wall balls were awesome.
That's it. And you create an environment where that feedback or that that one of the guys I follow, it calls it disconfirming information, right? Where people don't mind hearing stuff that they're not good at. The last thing we want in the gym is just to be patting everyone on the back the whole time. Because otherwise we're just going to the same group and the same at the same spot doing the same shit in 12 months, and that's for me that's the scariest thing in the world. What are the things you guys do to kind of create community and team and stuff like that?
Team? Oh, competing. Is at the moment there's a big phase and group thing on team competitions. And everyone loves it. I love it. I go there, I'm not.
That's why people play sports.
That's exactly right. That's how I got it. That's why I fell in love with CrossFit anyway, because I was pretty good at sport. I loved it. I loved playing sport. Missed the team. got into the heavy stuff. Powerlifting was just a bit boring for me. Bit too. The best program is the most boring one, essentially.
Pretty much.
For powerlifting,
Yeah.
where the CrossFit, I'm like, oh, I'm competing again. This is cool. And then team competitions. There's competitions with teams of 6. Like I've competed in Perth. I've competed in Brisbane, and you don't have to be a star athlete too. Anyone could go like do these competitions and go into state and be like, oh, this is cool as weekend away. I feel like a professional athlete. That's one thing that's real. The community in CrossFit is huge.
Yeah,
it is huge. That's why we get called a cult essentially, is because everyone loves it and will do everything. Like I'm talking, if I'm competing in a local competition in Brisbane, I will have members spending their money to come watch. I'm like,
what are you doing?
Yeah, that's how much they love it. It's the same with apparel. Like the clothing, they will wear it to anyone, and they'll wear it to a job interview. Legit,
yeah. And I think that's one of the, because I've been very anti a lot of things, but as I've matured and gotten older and you start to understand, okay, there's, I use a big example like religion, right? It's something I fucking think is the stupidest fucking thing in the world. I hope you're not super religious.
Not, but okay.
It's just like, I just kind of go like, what the hell? But then, as I get older, you start to go, okay, well, there's parts of this that are fucking ace, right? Yeah. Like the spirituality, the understanding yourself, and all these little things. But with anything, with any absolute thing comes, I guess, those blocks and that inability to learn and grow and stuff like that. And I think that's the area I dislike. And I think CrossFit's an area that I was just like, nah, stupid. Like this back in the day, right? Yeah. And you're probably similar.
I was
science.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, well, it is in certain areas if programmed certain ways. Yeah. But if programmed differently, if we hit a deload week and if we don't get, Jane, who's a mum of 3, who's trained for 2 weeks trying to overhead snatch and like things like that.
So that's the main. So this is the main frustration as a coach, a CrossFit coach, I would say, is someone who is overweight, no power, can't even jump up on a curve, something like that, no mobility. They come into the gym and say, hey Sam, I want to snatch. And I'm like, okay, that's like you're skipping 8 steps here. You got to learn how to front squat, back squat. Yeah. You got to earn the right to do that, right? That's one thing. I've been saying that a lot. I'm like, you have to earn. You have to earn this. So I actually end up writing a list on levels on things people should complete, tick off, to sort of earn. To earn things. But that's the hardest thing as a coach, and it happens all the time. At the end of the day, it is a business too. Like we can't afford to say no to people. Well, you want to be able to keep the doors open. That's 100%. I've started to realise that saying no to people, or saying no to certain people, or creating that, because we've got a barrier to entry now for our groups. People need to be clean on an FMS screen before they jump into our groups, right? And like I've said, not necessarily said no, but I've kind of set the standard for some clients of, you've still got pain in this, or you're unable to do this. We need to keep doing one-on-ones. And I can't afford that. Okay, we'll semi-private groups. I can't afford that. Okay, well, here are your correctives. If go home, do them for a week, come back, we'll do another session in a week or 2. And if we're there, then when we can move into groups and or go see if there's pain, go see our physio, and then you can, rather than it being an issue that we use a broken down car analogy. Like if you take a broken down car out into the racetrack and you'll probably get it around for a couple of laps, but if the handbrake's on and the tire's wobbly and whatever, it's going to eventually break down. And you put a couple of people in a big group and they're going to break down, and then it's your fault, right? Which is probably one of the reasons why CrossFit has such a bad name, is because they didn't have those barriers to entry initially. No. And saying no to some people, I think it empowers the members you do have that are doing the right thing. That's true. And you attract the right people. Yeah. And you would have been through it where you're like, we're going through a first couple of sessions with some people and you're just like, this person's not the right person for us. Yeah. And when you're I guess, you can look at it as a maturity thing. When your business is mature enough to go, you're not the right fit for us right now, or we're not the right fit for you, then you start to create that environment where people don't feel the need to fake who they are or where they're at. Yeah. The thing that makes it hard for me to say no to people would be there's 3 CrossFit gyms within a 1 mile radius, and they're just going to go there, and I don't even like the coaching there. Anyway, that they're going to hurt themselves. So I think, hey, I can get through to you eventually. Yeah, that's sort of how we do it. Yeah, and it happened. People get injured just like anything, like netball, running, sport, and people get injured, and they do learn from it. Yeah. But I like some people. I like being in control of that. Yeah, because I would feel more comfortable with the person like that. Yeah, who would not fit our gym. Well, it doesn't even fit fitness. Yeah, we just suck it up and make it work. Like I'm talking some classes. I'm running 3 classes at once. Yeah, so I'm coaching the advanced athletes. I've got some intermediate ones over here, and then I've got over here. Yeah. They're doing overhead squats. These guys are doing goblet squats. We're doing sit to stands or glute bridges. Yeah. Like I've had times where, and your ability to scale that and have those progressions and regressions in a program is a massive asset as a coach. Yeah. Because same deal. We'll have groups of people back squatting, and you got someone doing sit to stands or single leg step ups or stair walks to practice range, or we're getting better at the culture in our gym of people who are sore, or when they might have not coming in and just mobbing. That's I'd say the exact same thing. Yeah. People they have a knee injury or something, come in, we're all super educated, we will help you. Yeah. All the coaches, no one's going to make you do a back squat or a lunge or something if it hurts. I guarantee you'll be doing whatever that may be, depending on the person. Yeah. But it comes back to knowing your athletes and your athletes having the understanding and education to be able to go, you know what, I'm probably not going to get better today if I squat, if I go for a run, if I do this, if I do that. And we use the terms blast and caress. Yeah. Sometimes you need to blast and work hard and knock the session out of the park, and sometimes you need to caress and you need to stop and you need to do TLC. And some clients come in, and I've had a fair few business owners be new clients over the last couple of months, and it's I know exactly where you're at, I get it. And we'll spend the last 15 minutes of the session meditating upstairs because they're going to get more out of 15 minutes, getting out of their head than they will, squatting or jumping on a prowler or smashing a park lap or something like that. Yeah. Where is your kind of growth coming from or going to come from as a coach and as a person over the next 6-12 months? I would like to... Can't give too much away yet. No, so I want to go into more online stuff. So at the moment I feel like the only stuff you see online for CrossFit is CrossFit HQ, and I don't advocate 50% of it. Yeah. So for example, catching a split jerk and external rotation on your shoulders, that's what they teach. That is wrong. It is internal. Yeah. Sitting back in the back squat we don't teach that. We knees forward squatting. Yeah. Unless other reasons, but generally knee forward squatting. I would like to get into those areas. So I'm going to try and I will. I'm going to I'm going to go more online, and I want to honestly spread the word about CrossFit and the right way to do things that I've found. Yeah. Honestly, it's all been trial and error. Yeah. From us coaches going, okay, looking up in a toaster bar works and doesn't hurt my shoulder, but when I look down in my arch position, my shoulder hurts. Yeah. Teaching things like that where that's never even addressed head position, but it has decreased my shoulder injuries in toaster bar by a crazy amount. Yeah. And I feel like CrossFit's so big now, and it's such a new sport. It is a sport. That's one thing people have to realise, that no one's doing it yet. And there's going to be a huge market for it, and CrossFit's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. That's why I feel like it got such a bad name, because there was coaches trying to market off other sports. Yeah. So what I mean by that is I have all the time footy players come in, hey, my coach said CrossFit's better than me better for me than pre-season. I'm like, that's the stupidest thing. What are you talking? I'm like, that is untrue. If you want to do CrossFit, come see me.
Yeah.
If you want to,
sure, I can teach you principles around.
GPT, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But this isn't strength and conditioning for your AFL. This is CrossFit. You want to do CrossFit? That's cool. And I've had boys.
And there's crossover, right? There's a little bit of crossover.
Yeah. I've had boys that go, okay, that's cool. I'll come. I'll just do CrossFit anyway because I like it.
Yeah.
And they quit footy.
Yeah.
But that's. I feel like there was so many people going. Come do instead of doing training gym or whatever your strength and conditioning stuff or running or things like that. Come do CrossFit because we need money.
They're trying to dress it up as something.
Yeah.
It's not.
That's.
Yeah.
They were just trying to market the sport and say that will help, and it's not.
Yeah,
it's a sport in itself.
Yeah, and it's an important difference to understand that if people come in, you guys help athletes. Yeah, of course we do. That's performance. Whether it's someone that needs to be functional is a buzzword, but functional to be able to deal with all the shit life throws at them because they've got 3 kids and they've sit in an office job, or if it's someone that's trying to reach their elite sport, that's what we do. But in saying that, if you're a golfer, you're going to get that 15% better from golf, from practicing golf, and then that S&C, the ability to rotate, the ability to produce force, the ability to absorb force, etc., will help. But just fucking go play golf.
Yeah, that's true. Especially don't want to.
Yeah. What are you doing in the gym 7 times a week? Spend 5 days a week in the golf course and 3 or 4 days a week.
That's one thing too. The CrossFit's slow Olympic lifts essentially because the intensity is so low. Like that's not going to make you faster. if you're doing
that's a big gripe for me because I only lift 2% of my clients.
Yeah.
Because no one's at that level of where they're going to get benefits. If you want to get faster, awesome. You don't have the mobility to access anything that you need to access, or you're not strong enough to be able to express any. You don't have any strength to express quickly. Plus, you don't know how to jump and land and throw. So why the fuck do you want to only lift? And it's such a frustrating thing for me. I'll get maybe athletics coaches or other PTs send people to us to Ollie lift and you're not ticking these 3 boxes first, so we're not you don't just, like you said before, you don't just jump to step 8 because you want to.
No, it's taken me 3 years and I kind of feel like I know how to snatch.
It's even a fucking kettlebell swing, right? You never do the perfect kettlebell swing. Yeah. There's always something that you're like, fuck, that could have been better, that could have been better.
But that's why I fell in love with the CrossFit and not the strength and conditioning, because originally that was the goal. I'm like, yes, I want to work with the footy team, the normal, the normal uni stuff. And then I'm like, I just love the barbell, man. I love the deadlifts, cleans, things like that. And that's why I got into this general pop training, and then I fell into the CrossFit world because they're general pop people that want to be strong, and it just came together.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. And it's good that you had that, okay, here's what I want to do, and went, oh, actually maybe not, that's not me. Yeah. And then you just went from step 1, step 2, step 3, and eventually now you're in something that you fucking love doing.
It's like me, I'm enrolling my masters, I'm not doing it though. Like my EP, I deferred it. Yeah. But I'm not doing it. I've decided it's not for me.
I did a year of it part-time. It would have been 2 years part-time.
Yeah.
I did a year of it, got to the end of the year, and I was sitting there one night and I was like, this is not me. What am I doing? And I just kind of spoke to my lecturer the next day. I'm just like, I'm out. I'm not doing it.
That's exactly it.
One of the best decisions I made.
I just deferred it because I'm like, I'll just leave it for 2. I've deferred it for 2 years. Yeah. I just decide when I'm there, and bang, I've decided. I've got another year to decide, but it's done. I'm not re-enrolling, but I have found what I love to do, and the market's huge. That's perfect. Yeah. It's growing, and I want to spread the good coaches. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying CrossFit, there's still a lot of shit coaches out there. Terrible coaches. Yeah, and I definitely agree, and but there's shit dentists, right? There's how many shit physios are there? A lot.
Yeah, well that's it. And it's your ability as a consumer, for the people listening, it's your ability as a consumer to discern between the shit ones and the good ones. Yeah. And for me, context comes a long way into that. If someone I look up to and respect suggests someone, then there's a good chance I'm going to go see them. If you're not going to jump on to like use a dentist example. You're not going to jump on and find a dentist and find the person with the shittest reviews and go see them, right?
Yeah.
Like everyone's fucking going to have a couple of shit reviews because people are dicks. But if someone's got majority good reviews and someone else you know has sent you to them, you've got some contacts. Cool, go see them. And I think that's if you're looking to join a gym or see a physio or see a healthcare professional or whatever. Do some research.
Yeah.
I hate that term. I did my research.
Yeah.
But talk to people about it. Like people that are already in the know and are aware of it. Like, someone goes on holiday and you're going to go to the same place. You're going to fucking ask them where they went and what was good and what wasn't. And I think that's an important understanding to have is that there's going to be good CrossFit coaches. There's going to be shit CrossFit coaches. There's going to be good S&C gyms. There's going to be shit S&C gyms. And I think. Like the thing I look for is someone that's not married to any one training philosophy or life philosophy or anything, because there's always that.
Everything has a place, even leg extensions.
Yeah.
Everything does have a place.
Early stage rehab is better.
Yeah. What about quad gains?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
calf raises, waste of time. Except maybe if you want. Yeah, but even then, there's other stuff you can do. And it's like you can get into the semantics, but it's just like find someone with a growth mindset. And
that's exactly right, and that's the issue with overlifting at the moment. Everyone wants to be the Chinese. Everyone wants to be the Russian.
These guys.
Everybody wants to be
15 years.
Everybody wants to do.
Yeah.
Oh, the Chinese method's just crazy though. Like
crazy athletes.
They've got like their own their own laws and shit. Like
it's not.
Like, how do you create laws? Like they got grab. But
it's a different world, man.
That doesn't work for everyone.
Yeah.
Like the Chinese, they do leg extensions. How weird is that? With bands. Yeah. But their philosophy is, you've got weak quads. Let's make them stronger. Yeah. That's pretty much the Chinese method.
Yeah.
But it's just an open mind and everything has a place. I used to be one of those coaches that used to be like, look at them, they're doing that. That's stupid.
Yeah.
I honestly 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And then I've grown so much now, and I'm like, no, that makes so much sense.
Yeah, because like you talk to young coaches and they've got that mindset of just like that sucks. Yeah. So like, probably.
Yeah.
Like there's a good chance that what they're doing is mostly shit, but there's if they're able to justify it, if it's making people better, if people are who might say be on the couch are out moving, then it's a good thing, right? Like, I'm not.
That is true. Like bad exercise is probably better than no exercise.
Maybe.
Depending on the bad. As long as
depends how long they're going to stay.
Yeah. Depends on exercise if they're doing.
Yeah.
But
what do you think about 45?
It's a safer version of what we're doing. It's a good business.
It's a fucking very good business.
It's a good business. My opinion on it is. I don't honestly have anything bad to say about it.
Yeah.
It's just.
Yeah, I think it's better than nothing.
100%.
I kind of look at it as like it's like the 2018 Instagram-y version of CrossFit, where it's like they've reined in their.
I've got a good point.
Their ollie lifts and like they obviously don't do any of that stuff. No. So they've reined in their areas where people could get injured. And but it's just such a repetitive. Lack of body control. Your coaches are the TVs, and you've just got cheerleaders coaching, right?
So this is a great
F45s.
This is a great story. So what? Well, it's not exactly a story.
Well, fucking better be good, man. You talked it up.
Nah, one of my friends was applying for a job at F45.
Yeah.
And he went there, did the whole thing. They gave him it, and they pretty much said, "Hey, you're too smart to work here." They're like, "What do you mean?" They're like, "We want people that." Like are just gonna follow us, like the cheerleading coach. And he's like, what? Yeah. And he came back to me. And
Can I fix it? No, we don't need to fix it. We just want it to be what it is.
Yeah, and he came back to me. He's like, I'm like, dude, that's all.
It's such an interesting mindset.
Yeah, is that not weird? Like they could have had the best coach. They're like, I'm assuming he would have been the best coach there. I don't know what the rest of them are like.
Yeah.
But they said no. I was like, what? He's a great. Doesn't make any sense. But that was like that hit me in the head a bit. But I've never actually done a class. I don't know exactly the exercises how it work. I don't actually. I just see that on Instagram, like you said, that DJ. I think they love DJ. Like that's all I've seen. I've never personally done a class. I've had members do classes and go, that was boring. But that's all.
And it's just different, right? It's another way to get people moving. Like, some people are going to run and never touch a barbell. Yeah. And is it the best way? Maybe not. Is it? Are they enjoying it? Then play on.
But yeah, it's a great business. They realized CrossFit was going. Like the most common complaint of CrossFit, injuries. Let's get rid of those. Yeah. Let's start a business.
Yeah, well, it's just that people get injured slower.
Yeah. That's true. It's not been around long enough. Yeah. Give it a year.
Yeah, and it's really interesting. I don't know. I think it's, if you see yourself doing something, if you're doing something like that and you're not getting injured, if you're having fun, if you've got a group of people that you love being around and you're still improving and progressing, then fucking keep doing it.
I'd actually like to do. I might do a class. I just have you done one?
I've done one. Yeah.
It
was.
Was it alright?
Oh, it was okay.
Were you tired?
Yeah, I was tired.
Yeah, it's just straight.
Like my mechanic made me tired, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think because I did it, so I taught at Chisholm. A fair bit, so we did a class with those guys. And I don't know. You like.
Wait, do you teach at Chisholm?
No, I kind of guest lecture every now and again at the moment. I've done a chunk of teaching for the Cert 3 and 4s.
Yeah. How'd you get into that? Do you have to do a course? You've got to do something, don't you?
Yeah, you've got to have training and assessment.
Yeah, that's certificate 3 or something.
Yes, yeah. So I've done a bunch of we used to run 12-week exercise science courses and all this kind of stuff.
Oh, and to do the marking and stuff, is that what it's...
And then... I can't remember what we were doing. I think Chisholm were looking to kickstart a cricket academy, an AFL academy. They need S&C coaches, so went down for a meeting and kind of chatted to them about it, and kind of we talked about the preliminary, what it could look like and stuff like that, and then kind of like, oh fuck, we just need a couple of people with Cert 3 TAEs to teach, and we're like, well, we've got them. Wait, what?
Oh, and then that's how it just...
And that's how we jumped in and did a bunch of teaching, and now I'd love to keep doing it, but I'm just too busy with work. So we have the Cert 3 and 4s come down to us every couple of months, and vice versa.
And you coach them?
Yeah.
So we've got the opposite. They just come in and just still get coached by their teacher.
Yeah.
I've always wanted.
Yeah. So they'll come in and I think I took them through. The last thing we took them through was basics of S&C. Yeah. And I was just kind of like, all right, well, here's all the shit you need to know. You need to know the difference between volume and intensity. You need to know how you set some reps into relate. Here's a basic of how you should program for novices. And it's hard, right? Because, we've spent the last 6 years in the industry for 8 years. Yeah. 8-9 years. And it's just like, how do you teach? How do I teach all that?
How do I teach 8 years in 1 hour?
2 hours. Yeah. It's just like... And we do a lot of high school stuff as well. Yeah. Either being sport and rec classes or year 12, 11, 12 PE, and it's just like, I can teach you a heap in an hour, but you're going to remember 10% of it. Yeah. So it's like, here's a couple of things you can learn and take away from. The really good schools that have committed to it do a 6-week block. Yeah. And the kids leave 6 weeks after going, okay, I understand it a little bit, but you need to experience it.
Did they come to you, or did you go to the schools?
We go to the schools. Yeah, so cool. We have a really good relationship with Franks and I. I went there, and Mitchie, one of our other coaches, went there, and it's usually people we know. Just I want to bring my kids in. I want to bring my class in. It's a really good way to teach what you do. It's something different, and the conversations I like to have with the kids are more about what they're planning to do next, rather than just the S&C side of things, because so many of them, we tend to get the S&C, the sport and rec classes or the PE classes, so most of the kids are in sport. What do you want to do? Oh, I want to do exercise, sport science. Okay, why? And they're like, I like sport. Yeah. Holy shit, it's me 10 years ago.
That's exactly what I do.
And you can use your experiences to be able to give them a little bit more guidance and understanding around it. I want to be a CrossFit coach. Why? Because I like it. All right, cool. You fucking love doing it. Then here's a pathway that I recommend. Would you tell your younger coaches that haven't been in uni or aren't thinking about it? Would you suggest that they go to uni?
I would suggest further study. Yeah. It doesn't specifically have to be uni. It doesn't even have to be by someone. Just more mentors. Yeah. I feel like prime example, uni gave me a work ethic.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing I've noticed between younger coaches and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I am where I am on time, half an hour early, organised.
Yeah.
Things like that. But that came from being a PT, doing 40 sessions a week, going to uni 3 times a week, and training full time.
Yeah, 100%.
That's what I really got from uni, and just people you meet the
networking,
people.
Right?
Yeah, that's 100%. That's it. I don't even remember much from. They taught me. Obviously, I know it, but I don't remember specifically.
Yeah.
The lessons and stuff.
The door, right? And
but
teach you to think critically a little bit more.
But one of my main mentors, he hasn't done a bachelor's degree. He was a Cert 3-4 and went to a few clock off seminars and strong room seminars and internet stuff, reading everything. But I would suggest further study.
Yeah.
But
always consistent.
Yes.
Like, cool, I've done my course now, I'm done. No, you're not. I guess, look at the...
Yeah. I've actually been asked that, like one of the coaches, like, should I go to uni? I say, hey, look, if you want to go, you want to hang something on the wall, go for it. I'm not where I am because of uni, but it will help. Yeah,
well, that's it, and it's just a stepping stone,
like
anything, like jumping into a 3-day course on whatever, it's a stepping stone, and if you are, and I think uni helps with thinking critically and understanding, there's a scientific method that we should be following. If you're able to do that, then it makes all of the other courses you do more efficient and easier, and you're going to get more out of it because you're not just going to take it all as gospel, or you're not going to take it all as bullshit. You're going to take the bits and pieces that work. And then if you're, keen to go to uni, then, and you're already progressing through coaching, then every day if you learn something little in a lecture that you can take out, you can apply it to your athletes that night or that next morning. And I was lucky enough. I say lucky because I didn't do it intentionally, but I did my Cert 3 and 4 and diploma after year 12. Spent the whole year doing that whilst working and playing footy, and then started coaching as I started uni. So I was already coaching all those things. I see that application of the theory. The coaches we have come through, because we're lucky enough with the mentorship program to have some are master's students, some have been coaching for 5 years, some are physios and stuff like that, and it's like, well, the ones that are already able to coach have that people skill to be able to talk to people and get a response. But the ones that have just, some master's students that have just been studying for the last 6 years and never coached a back squat in their life, they can tell you the joint angles and the and how to measure the torque and all that kind of stuff in a back squat. It's just like, well, teach someone. I don't know how to.
That's so true. The youngest coach that I hired, he was 17 at the time, and he walked into the gym because I'd known him because he's a freak athlete. He can. I don't know, snatch 120, clean and jerk 150. He could probably run a 4-minute mile. He's a absolute machine, and he's such a people person, things like that. And he was bad me saying he wasn't even qualified at the time. Right. And he walks in, and I'm like, man, you need to. This is your call. You should do this. Right. Legit, I was close to paying for his CrossFit thingo to go do that because that covers insurance. Not even the Cert 3 and 4. That's where a few issues lie there too. And he was young, but he just had it all. And I asked him, how did you get so like this? And he's like, because he's been doing CrossFit since he was 13 years old, but he was really good. So he was helping people, just like you were saying. You like to get your athletes to help each other, and that's how he got so good. He was just helping everybody at his gym, and then I met him. I'm like, man, you need to work. You need to work in this industry. And 4 years later, he's older now and qualified. That's but
that's awesome. He's been doing it, practicing what he's preaching. Which is huge.
And that's why I was saying I was happy about doing my Cert 3, just signing up so rapidly.
I'm just getting it done.
I did it online and smashed it down 3 weeks.
Good.
And so I was working. I started working as I was doing my year 1 at uni. So like you were saying, I was applying. And
it makes such a difference.
That's so true. And it made me so confident too, in high school.
Oh fuck, I actually know what I'm doing.
That's it. That's it. In high school I was such a shy kid, and then so that's why I love coaching now, because
gives you a chance to.
I can talk to people. I always wanted to be confident.
Yeah.
I always wanted to be team captain when I was a soccer player. I was good enough to be a team captain. I just didn't have the leadership skills.
Yeah.
And then through coaching, through that, now
I see.
But that's one thing I love about the fitness industry is just the happiness it brings everyone. It's like my clients that come in, like you said, the business owners that are just
cactus, and then they leave like with I got another pep in my step. Kind of
and then they message you 2 hours later, like, man, I'm so happy I trained.
So much better now.
Yeah, that's one thing I love too. Like the mental health part of it is
huge.
Awesome.
Yeah, just get out and move, especially with the sunshine out now.
Yeah,
it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's true.
I have a couple of little questions for you to finish off. If you could give 15-year-old you one piece of advice, what would it be?
15-year-old me would be confidence. Be confident in yourself earlier.
Yeah.
That's the point. I was not confident until I was 19 years old. Yeah. I spent those first 3 years super shy, like back of the class, things like that. Through the PT and becoming, when they officially announced, hey, you're doing the most sessions, you're the youngest one here. That was my like, crap. I'm good at what I do. I need to.
That's it.
I can pursue this.
Yeah.
That was cool. Try to be confident earlier. Used to hate it.
I like it. What's your favourite fun fact?
My favourite fun fact. Oh man, I'm gonna sound boring here. I think gym's too much of my life. That's all. I can't get away from it. I don't know. Tell me yours.
Oh fuck. A group of ducks, when they're flying, is called a flock. When they're on the ground, it's called a paddling.
That's cool.
I only learnt that like 2 days.
Yeah, but I don't have one. I should get into more of that. Man.
What are you grateful for? My
parents. Parents do absolutely everything for me. When I'm at, like, people say I'm like lazy, far from lazy. The amount of hours and stuff I work, but my parents gave me the opportunity to be where I am.
That's it.
Like we weren't well off by all means, but my parents worked to send me to a private school, to send me to uni, to feed me. Like I still don't even pay. I don't pay rent.
Yeah.
I don't pay rent.
Keep that going as long as you can.
That's exactly right. They'll never expect that from me, but they've given me the opportunity. Like I've said, hey, I'll give you make just more than them a week, and then I'm like, hey, let me give you money. Like, no, you'll save it. You'll need it. Things like that. But my parents, what I'm grateful for.
That's awesome. What's success to you?
Happiness.
What's happiness mean?
Wanting to wake up at 6 a.m. every morning.
Good.
So that's one thing that you were saying, that you're so busy now that you can't train. Happiness. I find so much happiness in training.
Yeah.
So my ideal life would be to coach as many people as I can, to still be able to train as hard as I possibly can that day. That doesn't need to be what I'm training at now. Just as hard as I possibly can.
Yeah. And
be able to buy lunch every day if I wanted to. That's the goals for me. I don't want to be a billionaire.
Yeah.
I want to have enough money to go to lunch every day if I want to survive and just coach as many people as I can.
That's so good. I love that. I'm very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think you need that. Yeah, it's easy to say when you don't have it, but I don't think you need that fucking fancy car and fancy house and stuff like that. Like you get to rock up to a place where you love to be with people you love doing it with. It's great.
It is true. Like my parents work so hard, and they're always like, my parents work so hard that like money's everything to them. But I'm slowly teaching them, like, hey mum, I'm freaking 24, just turned 24. 24 years old, I can work kinda hard, still live and be so happy. Yeah. And they're just coming around to that, but obviously I want to.
It's like almost like, I look at a training example for that. If you go that extra like 15% in terms of training, like you cactus all the time, so you can't enjoy it, and you might improve short term, but you don't improve long term. It's going to burn you out. Same thing with work and life and stuff. And I think I really like that. Wanting to get up at 6 a.m. every day. Yeah, like, that's I couldn't think of any. Like I was sleeping on Thursdays. It's a weird. Yeah, that's me. Yes, I get to sleep on Wednesday. Yeah. So we've got our days, and I feel so weird on those days because I'm not up at 5:30. I'm not at the gym ready to go. I'm not like I get to work at like 10 or 9.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, fuck, I've wasted 4 hours. I've wasted 3 hours.
You feel sluggish.
Yeah, because you get into a pattern, right?
But
all right, if you could invite 3 people to dinner, who would they be and why? Who are the people you look up to?
Max Ader, he's a weightlifting coach. If you don't know who that is, LeBron James.
Good. Who's the last one?
Oh, I'm gonna say Tupac.
Yeah, good. What question would you ask Tupac at dinner?
Honestly, I want to know how he died, man.
Yeah, fair.
No, I just want to meet. I would just like to see if he is how he's portrayed. He's portrayed to be that visionary, that. But then there's all the shady things that don't add up, and it's like I'm just so curious, like very curious watching the documentaries.
Really interesting.
It's like people like look up to him so much, and then you're like these accusations and the timing makes so much sense, and then
it's so weird.
LeBron James is he's the best athlete of all time, in my opinion.
Insane. Isn't
Well, that's obviously there's some back in the day that there's some debatable testing involved and things like that, and like that's fine. That's fine. Like I don't care. But LeBron James, in my opinion, is the best athlete.
His runs are on the board.
Yeah.
Last question. If this was the last time I ever saw you, what would be the one piece of tangible advice you could give me to live the rest of my life with?
I was from just because this is the first time we've officially met. I think. Yeah. One thing I can see for you going further is working too hard.
Yeah.
I can see that. Like, for example, I asked you about the training. You're like, no, I don't train that much anymore, which is fine. You don't have to. But I can see that.
Relative to what I used to.
Yeah. But I could probably see you forgetting about yourself. Don't forget about yourself. That's it. But I see that. I see you. I feel like I'm 2 years behind her. That's what I feel. I'm like, man.
And it's cool to be able to see those people that are like doing what you love to do a couple of years ahead, because you're like, okay, there's the mistakes they're making. I'm not going to make the same.
My day has been made that I walk into your gym, you're like, hey, let's go to my office. I'm like, oh, this is sick. Like that was seriously so cool. It's 4 lots down. Yeah. It's
nice that it's far enough away to be a different location, but close enough that I can be back up there in 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's honestly so cool. I'm going to make sure that happens somehow for me.
Good. Mate, thank you for coming on.
No shit.
Fucking love the chat. How can people follow you, find you, all that kind of stuff?
Instagram, Sam Strength.
Good. Don't forget that.
But my business name is Coach Samuel Kane, but I'm head coach of XFC Powerhouse. Anything XFC you'll see me on. But Instagram is pretty much my go-to.
Mate, love your work.
You too.